Hi everyone, back in 2015 when Need for Speed launched on last-gen consoles, it impressed players with its realistic graphics. Honestly, from the trailer, it almost looked too good to be true, like it was pre-rendered. Many people call it Underground 3, and in a way for the fans, it felt like a spiritual continuation of that series. The game first came out on consoles and only in 2016 did it arrive on PC. So let's take a look at how it feels now in 2025, a full 10 years later. When the game launched, I only had a laptop that could barely run it, judging by the demo I tried back then, and my internet connection was weak. Since the game requires a constant online connection, even in solo mode, I had to put it aside for many years. Then 2024 came and I finally got an Xbox Series S. It came with a 3-month Game Pass subscription, and funnily enough, the very first game I ever installed and played was Need for Speed 2015. I'll just call it Need for Speed from here on, you know what I mean. Now, nothing stopped me from playing it. It was included in Game Pass and I finally had good internet. Later, I bought it for a ridiculously low price. Definitely the right move considering how expensive Game Pass is now. So I launched the game and was hit with two kinds of disappointment. First, the graphics are nowhere near what the trailer promised. I know there was an enhanced version for Xbox One X, but Series S runs the backward compatible Xbox One S version, 30 FPS and 90p resolution. Honestly, it often looks more like 7020p. It's very soft and blurry, especially in the garage when you look at cars up close. However, if you don't sit too close and just relax into the gameplay, it's fine. I play on a 40-inch Samsung 1080p TV and from a distance it's totally playable. If we ignore the downgrade from the trailer and look at the game as it is, then for 2015 it still looks incredible. Lots of reflections without needing ray tracing or high-end PCs, beautiful color grading across different parts of the map, detailed cars and weather, and a very recognizable visual style. The cutscenes looked like a movie back then, and the seamless transition from a cutscene into your garage with your car was mind-blowing. As for the 30 FPS, it's actually fine in practice, better than you'd expect on paper. I finished the game in 2024 and still jump into it from time to time. My second disappointment was the physics. At first, the handling on the controller felt impossible. I was both excited and frustrated. I thought it was just because I'd never really played racers with a gamepad before, but no, it's just the game's unique physics model. Cars feel like bricks or slow tuning tanks. It's really hard to rotate them properly. And there are a lot of invisible walls. If you take a corner pulley, the car hits something that shouldn't even be there and flips over. This happens a lot, especially early in the game. I started the game with the Subaru BRZ and later bought the BMW you see on screen. I completed most of the game with it because it handles quite well. The car list is small, especially compared to other racing games. I even have a separate video on my channel listing all the cars, but the small roster is compensated by deep customization. You can tune and modify a car so thoroughly that you can complete almost the entire game with just one build. Of course, for drifting you'll want a separate car unless you want to constantly adjust the settings. There are plenty of tuning options, both visual, so many parts aren't available for all cars, and mechanical. I really liked how the upgrades are visually shown and explained when buying them. If you enjoy tuning, you will have plenty to do. But we are not here just to sit in the garage. The game includes sprints, circuits, time trials, drift events, and character-based story races. The story itself doesn't need retailing, you already know it. The map size is decent, consisting mostly of mountain roads and suburban areas. The world feels empty but beautiful. No pedestrians, and besides racing you can search for car parts, do donuts and take photos of interesting spots. I didn't play online, so I can't share much about that. After finishing the main story, you unlock Eddie's challenge and prestige events, which are harder. There are also co-ops in the game, and everyone knows this is one of its weakest parts. Visually they're great, but in terms of AI, well, you already know, they're not challenging at all. Maybe the developers wanted realism, that tuned cars would easily outrun police in real life. Who knows? If we set aside things like 90p resolution on Xbox Series S, the strange physics which can be fixed with mods on PC, and look at the game simply as a Need for Speed title with the vibe of the newer games, we can definitely say that earlier installments were made with more care. The game still looks beautiful and runs well even on weak hardware. If you haven't played it yet, try it, because you never know when they'll shut the servers down. You won't regret it. It's not perfect, but it absolutely deserves your attention and captures the atmosphere of the underground era. And honestly, it hasn't aged at all. It looks better than many modern titles. Thanks for watching, wishing you all the best.